underneath like this, and then the feet will go on the bottom of that. And right now she's down an inch, roughly about an inch right here. And that's purposely done because the rubber feet are going to bring it up an inch. So it's going to be, I'll be within a 1/4 inch. Like I said, this ain't rocket science. So what I got to do is to support this somehow, and it's not easy. There isn't much room, but I'll put some blocking up under here so that I can work in this area here. So what I'm going to do now is to mark off where I'm going to drill these holes so that I can put the bolts. See that hole right there? There's one right there, and I got to put the bolt up from the bottom. It doesn't leave you much room because the motor mounts are very close. So you only can have the nut sticking up maybe a 1/4 inch, the shaft sticking out beyond the nut. And this side here is fine. There's plenty of room here. This is a good generator. She's nice and quiet. It's a Honda clone. And not as quiet as a Honda, but it's about as loud as my little Coleman, believe it or not. The little small red one that I showed you. Okay, from one point to the other, it's 9 inches. That's the spacing of the holes that are in the framework of the generator. If I happen to be off a fraction of an inch, I can always bend these sides in or out, or just a hair. You wouldn't really notice it. This drill press vise I bought that around 1969 or 70. I bought it in a place called Railroad Salvage. It's no longer around. Been out of business for many years. And it's an American made. Wilton, W-I-L-T-O-N. We don't need the drill press vise. Now what we got here is a small bit, about an 1/8 inch. We already pin punched this. We prick punched this already. Let's see if I need to make any adjustments. Yeah, damn it. I got so much crap here I can't crank the damn table up. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to put a block of wood on this and we'll do it that way. Well, here we go. I got my beautiful glasses on here. I got a couple blocks of wood under here. And we're going to just drill the 1/8 inch hole. Make sure we can... Alright, the chuck is going to be rubbing into this a little bit. I ain't going to worry about it. If you hear a little noise, nothing to worry about. Damn eyesight. Can't see the side of a barn, for Christ's sakes. That's just the chuck rubbing against the metal. Beautiful. And then we'll go through with a 1/4 inch bit. I could probably just do it with a 1/4 inch right away, but I figured I'd do it this way. Now let's just check that out with the ruler. I'll shut the camera off for a minute here. We're going to go with a 5/16 bit instead of a 1/4. Because if she's off a little bit, we'll compensate for it. In addition to that, we're off a little bit on our drilling, and I'm not right in the center. Comes from bad eyesight. We got one block here. That should be good enough. I'll tell you, got no damn room in this shed at all. Well, give it a try here. I'll have to hold this a little tighter. Trick is to feed slowly. Very slow. Don't put force on it. That's the metal rubbing against the chuck. Hey, right here. We'll do this side. Now I'm going to put the feet in. These are the feet that came out of the bottom of the generator. And as I said, these are the ones they tell you to remove when you put the wheel kit on. So we're going to utilize these. I made the 2 holes. We're going to utilize these right into here, and we'll be bolting these in. And then when I get these in, I'll bolt this in, and then we'll come back on the video. Well, this is how she looks. The only thing is, I'm going to paint this flat black, gloss black rather, to match the frame of the generator, so it doesn't rust and everything. So we're going to take these back off. I just stuck them on there just to show you how they go. And everything fits right. What I'm going to just do now is to paint it and come back on this tomorrow. Well, a couple of days have went by since I was last on this video. I painted this, and because it's so cold out in the shed, I had to bring it into the house and let it dry over the heating duct while the heat was on, so it'll really dry good. Now we're going to go and put these feet on, and then if there's any adjustment to make, like I got this end a little bit bent, a little more than it should be, but I can pull that out once I see how these holes line up on the generator. So we're going to get these feet on now, and then I'll come back on this video. There we go, they're like that. Now we're going to go take it to the generator, and we'll see how they fit. Well, it ain't good. It ain't a good job, but she's in there, and she's pretty level. Not perfect. Of course, you're on wheels too, and I'd expect to get some movement. I got to figure out how I'm going to put a handle on this. I hate to drill into this. This is a closed channel right here, so I'd have to use self-tappers here, and I don't want to drill in here. Don't want to drill in any of it, really. I don't know how the original handle, that when you buy the wheel kit made for this, I don't know how that's secured on there. No idea. But I imagine there's some kind of U-bolt or something that would go in there. I'm going to figure out, I got to look in the shed and see what I've got to make a handle. If not, I got to go to the hardware store and buy more stuff. Alright, I just got back from my local hardware store, and I've decided how I'm going to make this thing. Here is what they call 3/4 inch inside. The outside diameter is 1 inch, which is what I wanted. Cold rolled steel pipe. They cut off a piece 16 inches long, and we got a crutch cap that goes on the end of a crutch or a cane or whatever. It fits very tight on there. So we're going to do this. You come in here with me here, and I'll tell you how I'm going to do this. Oh, okay, this is going to sit right like this, and it's going to come up like this. I'm going to do is I'm going to take that, I got some leftover metal like I had here, and I'm going to make 2 L's coming out, self-tapping screws in here, and they're going to come out of roughly about 2 inches. There'll be a hole. I'll take this and put this in the drill press vise and drill 2 1/4 inch holes in here. One will be a hinge pin, and the other will be a locking pin to hold it up that I can pull out when I'm not using it. I'll show you what the locking pin looks like. Basically, it's a 1/4 inch little pin you stick in there. He just gave me a clip to push in there. Whether I'll use it or not, I don't know. That just holds it. So when I lift the handle up, I slide this in, and this will be my locking pin. And when I want to store the generator, I just pull this pin out, let the handle drop down on the side. So what I'm going to do is, I got leftover stock here from that 1/8 inch, 1.5 inch wide flat stock, and I'm going to make up, and put the light on here, I'm going to make up a 2L brackets. I got to figure out how long I'm going to come out. Like that. I could make like a horseshoe bracket, but I can't bend it like that in the vise. That would be beyond me. I can't do it in the vise. I can't just bend it in a U with a 1.25 inches, let's say, in the middle, similar to what the bottom bracket looks like, only on a smaller scale. I won't be able to do that, so I'll just do 2 L's, put them back to back, close to the pipe, and use my drill press vise here. Oh, wrong switch. Put the pipe in here. This is not really a pipe vise, but I can put it in there, and that will hold it so I can drill right through the pipe, my 1/4 inch hole that I need. Now we're going to cut these with the hacksaw, 32 tooth hacksaw blade. Just like we did with the lower bracket, we do the same thing with this one, only on a smaller scale. It's hard with my eyesight to see the line here. Well, now I got 2 5-inch pieces of stock, and what I'm going to do is to bend them. Not in the middle. We're not doing 2.5. We're doing 2 3/4. And this is going to be where I need this longer piece, but I don't want to come out too much, because if I'm working on the generator or anything, I'm going to be wrapping my damn head into it. I know me. So this will be a little shorter, but this is going to be the edges. This will be the outside part, which will be mounted with it fastened to the side of the generator, and this will be folded up, and this handle goes in the longer part here. So what we're going to do is take some more measurements. I'll come back on this video. So this end is a little shorter than this, and that's the way I want it, because when that comes on the side of the generator, the handle will be on here. That'll give me a little more spacing between the hinge pin and the locking pin, which will, the pipe will be sitting like this. Naturally, the pipe's going to be on this side, and there'll be another L on this side, and it'll be like this. The hardest part is going to be to drill in here and then get the holes. While drilling in here is not a problem, except for the chuck hitting the stock. But, you know, because I got a big wide chuck here on the drill press. The hardest part is going to be able to get these holes centered properly so it meets the other side, which is going to have 2 holes. So we're going to use the drill press when I drill in this. This is going to be a picnic. I've never drilled in pipe like this. It'll be a first for me, and be a first for you on video too. Well, not bad for a half-ass old goat. They come out. I mean, these aren't perfect, I know, when I cut them, but they're going to be like this, and they'll be close together to hug the pipe on each side with a little bit of a play. And I'll have 2 holes in here to mount to the side of the generator for my self-tapping screws, which I don't really like to drill into the generator framework, but this is the only way I can mount the handle. And then there'll be 2 holes in here. So we're going to do all the drilling, and we'll get back on this video in a little while. Now, you have to take into consideration the swing in this. This is mounted to the side of the generator, and this part is mounted on the side of the generator and the pipe gets sandwiched in the middle. Okay, for simplification and to show you, I'm just going to put the pipe on this side. The pipe actually belongs on this side. You don't want to mount the pipe right up against there, because if you drill a hole here and drill a hole here, you're not going to be able to swing the pipe down and out of the way. The handle is going to be sticking out all the time. So you want to pull it away a little bit so that when she swings down, the back end of this pipe will clear the back end of this bracket. So naturally when I drill the hole, I'm going to be about maybe 3/8 of an inch away. Pull the pipe out and do 3/8 of an inch away. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to drill in the pipe. Take my pipe, drill press vise, which is not designed to hold a piece of pipe, but it's certainly better than trying to hold it with my channel locks, which is not going to work out. First things you want to do is you got to take a pick punch, and mark where you're going to have your holes. Now, I have to do this by eye to try to get the center of the pipe. All right. I'm about 1/2 inch from the end of the pipe, maybe a little more than 1/2 inch from the end of the pipe. So the next hole will be the locking pin hole, which will be right here. Now we do a good size prick punch hole because you want the drill bit to hit it, because we're going to very gently drill through this. Now I don't have any cutting oil. You usually use that for when you do tapping and so forth. I have a tap and die set too. I don't have the cutting oil with me, but I'm going to use a little like 3-in-1 oil or something just to keep the bit from burning here when I cut through, or drill through I should say. All right, camera's in a very bad place. I'm going to be very careful not to knock it over. All right. Got so much crap in this place, it's unreal. You got to put a little oil in there. I forgot about it. A little sewing machine oil. That'll be all right. Don't need much. The right way to do this is to bolt the drill press vise down to the platform of the saw, but I don't have the bolts. You gotta go very gently with this. You don't force it, you go very, very gentle. Keep it steady, but not a hard pressure on it. Let the drill do the work. Right, I'm through the first half of the pipe. We're going to stop it a minute here. We're going to get some oil on the inside of the pipe here. We have to reach over with another grab this other handle. So I'm going to stop the video now. This is quite difficult, but I got them both through all the way down I even used this drill press vise, I'm going to honestly tell you, in about 40 years. It was in the very early 70s, maybe even 1968 when I got it. The drill press itself, I bought in 87. It's made in Taiwan. I bought that at one of those tool places that they used to have at the Ramada Inn and everything way back then. I think I paid like $50 for it or so. It served me well. I don't use it all that much, but boy, I'll tell you, you could never drill this with a hand drill. At leastwise, it'd be one hell of a job. I wouldn't attempt it. Well, there she be. Now I got to line it up with the L brackets. Make sure that they line up. And I'll recess this back, like I say, about ½ inch or so from the edge of the bracket so that I can swivel it up and down. Okay, this is the temporary, just so I can line it up. Naturally it's on the wrong side of the bracket, but this is just to see if I can swing. You see, there's a space in there. Now, I've just nutted it up here, bolted it up temporarily, so that I can mark this, drill down through and drill this hole. Then I'll use this as a template for the other one. So that's what we're going to do. That's the method to my madness. Well, as you can see, holes line up pretty good. So this will be where the pin will be for the hinge. So she'll hang down like that when not in use. And when you're in use, just put it up like this. The only bad part is this is going to be sticking out. But if I'm not working on the generator, I don't wrap my head into it, it's okay. It sticks out about, oh, I don't know, 2 1/4 inches, I believe. So now what I'm going to do is to take this off and drill out, use this as a template and drill out the other 2 holes so that that will match up. Now this is only temporary. I got it hand tight only, bolted together, and the reason is so when I put this up against the body of the generator, I can mark my holes and where it's going to line up. If I try to put each piece on separately and mark it, it will be off. So this way, I hold it up there, mark it, and then drill the hole necessary for the self-tapping screw, which I showed you earlier in the video. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, I got it on. I wanted to paint this before I put it on like I did with the bottom bracket, but well, I'll have to do it at another time. Got a little play in here, but I did make the hole bigger than 1/4 inch so that this thing would really line up. So now we're going to pull this outside now. Not all that loud, and I'm not screaming in this camera either, talking my normal tone of voice right now. I'm probably about, oh, I don't know, about 20 feet away maybe. She's no louder than the little Coleman 1850 surge generator, the little red one that I showed you. Well, the handle is got a little play in it. Probably I could have used a 1/4 inch hole, but then I was afraid it wouldn't line up. But anyways, not bad. Not bad for a homemade jury rig. I got half load on it. I got 1500 watt electric heater in the 120 volt socket over here. I don't know how well this camera will focus, so I'll shut the camera off and restart it again when I get closer to the generator. I'll have to run some oscilloscope tests and everything in the future, but I won't do that now. But she's throwing out some nice heat. it really didn't have much of a break-in. So we're only running 50% load, and I won't put more than that on there for the break-in. Now there are videos on YouTube on this particular generator and others similar to it. So there's a lot of good reviews on it. I haven't seen any bad reports on it so far.